What is important for you, the divorce attorney, to know about your client's goals before beginning the negotiating process?
Oh, you definitely want to know what they want on each issue. So usually what I try to do is go through every single issue with my client and say, what are you looking for ideally on the one hand, and then what are you willing to accept on the other? And that way I kind of know what the range is. So as but one example, if they say, well, I want alimony, otherwise known as spousal maintenance, I will go through with them what the presumptive calculations are and say, is that what you ideally want? Is the presumptive calculations. Now, in certain situations, in theory, somebody could ask for more than that. So I want to see what the top end number is that they're seeking in terms of spousal maintenance. If they confirm that that's the case, then I say, okay, that's what you ideally want if the case goes to trial. Now, what are you seeking for settlement purposes? Maybe they know, maybe they don't know. And, that kind of takes the attorney to guide them a little bit. You don't want to push them too far in any direction because then, you're kind of making up their mind for them. And that's not, you might be overstepping your bounds, but you can kind of guide them in the decision-making process. Sometimes it's a matter of, doing out a projected budget. So if they're first separating from their spouse, you want to discuss with them, okay, how much money are you making from your job on a net pay basis? What are your expenses now, or what are your projected expenses when you separate? And then what is the gap? And so then you can kind of feel out from there, okay, then maybe this is the amount that you would need in spousal maintenance to be able to bridge the gap. And then you would do likewise if you're the one defending against a claim of spousal maintenance. So you would want to walk through, generally it's the husband, but not always. So you'd want to walk through with a husband, okay, well, we know the wife, she may be asking for presumptive maintenance. So that's the best she could realistically hope to get at trial. What are you willing to offer in terms of settlement? Like, presumably your trial position is, I don't want to give her any spousal maintenance, but what are you willing to settle on? And sometimes that also takes a discussion with your client in terms of what is their net pay? What are their expenses or projected expenses when they physically separate? And therefore, what is their cushion to be able to offer a certain amount each month to their soon-to-be ex-spouse? So going through those types of discussions, I think, are important with any given client.